in the next session. So I will not go into that. It would be amazing to tell you that we have more than 23 active community of practice in different countries, working on a common goal and with a lot of dedication to topics like menstrual health, climate change, and SRHR, child marriage, and also on various sensitive topics like gender-based violence, contraceptions, etc. So I would like to talk a bit about our goal today. As you already know, that here community of practice members from different countries are joining. So we have a common goal today to exchange cross-country learning amongst the COP members within the ShareNet network. And I hope this will be amazing 2 days with you. So as a warm-up, I have a question for you. That is, I would like to wait because I don't see a lot of people typing in. Yes, I see it. Thank you so much for introducing yourselves. While some of us keeps introducing ourselves, I would like to go to the next questions. What does the acronym COP mean to you, apart from community of practice? I mean, we are here all today. We know what community of practice is, but we'd like to know a bit more about what it means for you. Like if you hear the word community of practice, what would that speak to you in your head? Please feel free to use the language of your choice. You can also write the Jamboard. The link is shared in the chat box. My colleagues will be sharing soon. So I'll wait for a while to see like what our different COP members thinks about the COP. I see a lot of people are also coming in. Hello, Nazninapa. Hello, Eves.
Hello. Hello, everyone.
Thank you. I would like to repeat our question again. Just to start our today's discussion, what does the acronym COP mean to you, apart from the community of practice? Feel free to use different language of your choice. You can write the answer on Jamboard. The link is also shared in the chat box. So I see already a few things coming in. Big brainstorming sessions. Wow. What next? What next? There is some clear. I don't know what that word means. Connecting with peers, educating your community and yourself. Wow. A place to meet colleagues. Can you read the whole thing? Hear and learn, address challenges. Nice. So as you can see, like for different people, community of practice gives different ideas, but it's common between everyone that it talks about shared interest, talk about idea sharing, new idea gathering, connecting with everyone who's working on the same cause, learning opportunities. So thank you so much for sharing that. It would be helpful going forward in our today's sessions. And we will be delving a bit into that going forward. On today's program, we will have discussing success and experience sharing from ShareNet on COPs, like what ShareNet feels like, what does COP mean for us. We will get to know that a little bit more. We'll have a panel discussion with members about their perspectives, and then we will discuss challenges and successes for our COPs for vulnerable populations, meaning that we will tell our perspective on the community of practice. We will hear from our community of practice members what they think about it. We'll be discussing some successes and challenges that we have faced for the last 8-10 years. And also we will try to discuss the undiscussable, that I would like to say, about the vulnerable populations. like HRB, LGBTQI plus in many countries, from our ShareNet colleagues from Colombia, and then we will end up with my favorite part that I will not discuss right now, but it's gonna be nice. So wait for that and be here till the end of the session because there's gonna be something interesting at the end. So just a little housekeeping before we get started. If you have any questions during the presentation, please type them into the chat box. I'll try to answer them. And if time doesn't allow, then we will reply in the chat box. So our housekeeping rules: let everyone participate. 2, listen with an open mind. Think before speaking. Share the air. That's the most important, and I like that the most. Discuss the undiscussable. As I mentioned, that we will be discussing some sensitive topics also. And Chatham House rules. That is, participants are free to use the information received, but neither the identity nor the affiliation of the speakers. Because as you know, that we'll be discussing many sensitive SRHR topics going forward. So it's very much needed that we keep those house rules in mind. Okay, with that, I would like to go to our next session and would like to invite my colleagues, Paula or Ami, to share their objective of the COP, Community of Practice, and how ShareNet sees it, and also discuss success and experience in the Community of Practice from ShareNet. Paula or Ami, who's going to present it?
Yes, hello. Hi, everyone. How are you? My name is Paula Saravia, and I'm in charge of communications at ShareNet Colombia. And today I'm going to tell you how ShareNet International understands the communities of practice. So let me first share my screen. So can you see my screen now?
Yes.
Okay. So how ShareNet International understands the communities of practice. And first of all, what is a community of practice? So as some of you said in the last exercise, communities of practice are groups of people who share a concern or a passion for something. ShareNet International understands or describes the term as a group of individuals with shared interests that come together in person or virtually to tell stories, share and discuss problems and opportunities, discuss best practices, and review lessons learned. And this means that you can see COPs as spaces in which you can learn and do your work more effectively, since you have the opportunity to meet people from different backgrounds that can help you broaden your perspectives. At ShareNet, we believe that COPs need to be driven by members, goal-oriented, and content-centered. COPs seek to promote the exchange of knowledge and experiences, solve problems together, develop skills and competences, and encourage innovation and collaboration among members. COPs work differently in each hub because of different local legal and judiciary constraints. But however, we have identified 3 success factors that ensure the proper functioning of the COPs. The first one is commitment, which is the motivation and commitment of members, their interest, and their enthusiasm to participate. Second one is structure, because we try to keep a balance between a formal and an informal structure. And the third one is the mandate, which is the agreement about the thematic focus and the expected concrete results of a COP. Now, how to set up a COP? First of all, you will have to identify your possible stakeholders and participants. And then you will have to contact all those mapped stakeholders and encourage them to participate. Then it is necessary to organize a first COP meeting, and this meeting must be accessible for everyone in terms of language, time, and location. Then with participants, you will have to identify values and ground rules. And then it's necessary to assign functions, roles, and responsibilities to some of the participants in order to guide the COP towards its goals. Then, if it's necessary, the knowledge and skills should be reinforced to make the meetings accessible to all, especially to young people. And with all stakeholders on board, it is necessary to analyze the specific topic and objectives because all the participants have a common topic that brought you all together, but maybe some participants have the idea that that topic has to be focused on something very specific, and that's what all the participants must discuss. Then it's necessary to develop an action plan that details how the goals will be achieved, and with that action plan, it's necessary to check what resources the COP has and think how the COP can get more resources if it's needed. And with all these steps, the COP is ready to start, and let's go. Who to involve in a COP? So when working in communities of practice, it is important to have a variety of points of view and opinions. So it's necessary to involve a diversity of stakeholders, such as young people, minorities, non-governmental organizations, researchers, private sector, and government. And as you can see, we have over 20 COPs across our international hubs. In the case of Colombia, we have 4 COPs on abortion, gender-based violence, sexual and reproductive rights for the LGBTI population, and aging and sexuality. But if you see, there are plenty other topics in the other countries, such as HIV, menstrual health, contraception, consumption of drugs, etc. And now let's watch 2 short videos about experiences from Bangladesh and Burkina Faso COP facilitators.
Hello everyone, I'm Jannatul Munia. I'm working as ShareNet Bangladesh COP facilitator. I used to work as ShareNet Bangladesh country coordinator. When I started in 2021, my ShareNet Bangladesh journey, then I came to know about community of practice. It was a pretty new idea for me because I never worked with a community of practice before. And from there, I learned a lot about community of practice. It was really amazing to see how people from the same with the same passion and desire are coming together and working on the same cause, and all of that on a voluntary basis. So it was a unique idea for me, and I love to know all the people in the community who are working on the same cause. It went well, but there are also challenges. The COPs the members were having difficulties to find time because they were all busy and came from different professions. So sometimes it was a bit bumpy, but overall, it's really great to see how everyone is coming together for a cause.
Now let's see the video from Burkina Faso.
Hi everyone, I am Peter of ShareNet. First of all, I would like Happy New Year. Pretty opportunity for share our experience on implementing community of practice. So before more to implement our community of practice, sharing it with Burkina Faso had a great opportunity to participate in
Sorry, bless me, we cannot hear it properly.
1 week, learn the process to implement the community of practice. After this step, we launched our community of practice in September 2020. And during this day, we launched 4 community of practice. We have safe emotion according to law, violent gender-based violence. We have drug consumption and sexual health reproductive. And the last one, we have youth and adolescent sexual health reproductive and rights. For each COP, we have a chat, and also we have a plan action, and also we design the responsible for.
Hello, sorry to interrupt you. Do you mind if you can put your mouthpiece or sort of like a speaker closer to you so that your voice can come audible?
Right, Paula?
Yes, can you hear now?
Yes.
Yeah,
If you
please.
can increase the volume a bit.
Yeah.
As lesson learned, we have motivated responsible because it's really important, and also the reflex to delegate activity. The COP facilitator must have reflex to delegate activity, and also it's really important to take off opportunity of different international day like contraception day, abortion day. And also it's really important to have rotating meeting.
So I don't know if you want me to restart the video or is it okay?
Yeah, maybe we can just like say the summary of the video. Maybe that would help. It looks like the volume is a bit low.
Okay.
Hi everyone, I am Yves Drago, COP facilitator for ShareNet Burkina Faso. First of all, I would like to
May I
wish
interrupt
you
for a second? Yeah, I was thinking like we don't need to rewatch it because the sound is still not very much audible. So if someone can summarize it a bit, maybe Paula or Bless Me, our French-speaking colleagues, someone.
Okay, yes. Okay, so this video shows how Burkina Faso, their communities of practice, try to share their different how to they meet in order to sorry, to work together in their communities of practice. And in Burkina Faso, as we saw in the past, sorry, they have these 4 COPs: adolescents and youth, sexual and reproductive health, consumption of drugs and sexual and reproductive rights, and safe abortion according to law. And in these meetings, they seek to promote the exchange of their experiences and how they I'm sorry, I got so nervous.
It's okay, Paola. It's okay. I can help.
Yes, thank
So
you.
I think you did well. And yeah, that's indeed in this video, Eve shared the journey to setting up the COP in Burkina Faso. From the first stage, if we want to summarize it, till meeting the member, doing a stakeholder mapping, and discussing the topic they would like to work on. And as you already mentioned, in Burkina Faso, they have these 3 COP, one on adolescent and youth, another one on consumption of drugs in SRHR, and another one on safe abortion. So in a nutshell, I think it's what the video is about. That's a great, Paola.
Thank you, Ami, and sorry for the inconvenience.
It's okay. Great.
I'm sorry. Oops. Sorry, and we will later have a space for your questions, to answer your questions. And thank you, everyone.
Thank you so
I'm
much,
still
Paula,
sharing my screen.
for being so brave and trying to translate it simultaneously. It was so nice. Thank you so much.
Thanks
Yeah.
to you.
Thank you for also mentioning what COP means for ShareNet International, and also the process of getting into a COP. I mean, we all know that, but thank you to confirm that what we know, it's like really ShareNet's vision, and also it goes along with our members' visions as well. So thank you for both providing insight into the objective. So with this, sorry, I kind of forgot where I was. Special thanks to Burkina Faso for the presentation, and as well as me. I was in the TV from Bangladesh to present how their country of practice is progressing. So it's inspiring to learn about the dedicated efforts of individuals and also all the members across the country hubs. Thank you for that. So now I would like to proceed to our next session to hear from the members on what they think about the community of practice. I would like to give a shout out call to call our respected panelists on the online floor. Sorry, I also wanted to say to the floor, but then I realized it's online. So I would like to now call Lindsay Van Cleef, Isabel Bosada, Samaria Nigash Kebedom to the floor. And sorry if I pronounced your names wrong. I tried my best. And also, I would like to call my colleague Semene for moderating this event. Semene.
Thank you, Janet. Good morning, good afternoon, and good evening, participants from the different country hubs of ShareNet International, and welcome to our first COP event. Can you hear me?
Yes.
Can you hear me? Yeah. My name is Semena Fakadu. I'm a ShareNet knowledge management expert and COP facilitator for ShareNet Ethiopia. I'll be moderating this session. In this session, we will have 3 panelists, one from Colombia, Isabel Costa, one from Ethiopia, Samaria Negash, and one from the Netherlands, Lindasi Van Cleef. We'll have like 20 minutes panel discussion, and after that, we will have a question and answer session for questions coming from members. We will be entertaining also from the participants. Thank you all the participants for being volunteer for this session. And my first question would be going for Lindsay from Netherlands. And my question would be, what would you say have worked when we discuss about our COPs in ShareNet as a whole? What worked well in your opinion? This would be my first question, and you will have 3 minutes to answer this question.
Thank you. And I'm so excited to be here with all of you, right? I think so many of us spend times in our country hubs, and it's so lovely to have these opportunities to connect across and see all the different work that everyone's doing. And I think I can dive right in terms of some of the COPs and what works really nicely. I think is always nice to connect with other like-minded people. Again, like everyone in this room, it's always great to find other people who are passionate and interested in similar subjects, and also working often, yeah, in the same fight, essentially, right? And I don't want to use the word fight, that's can be aggressive, but I mean, we're all kind of pushing to make sure that we have the rights for young people and women and various minorities. And I mean, the list goes on. We saw the nice diversity of COP groups that are working to ensure those rights. And so again, it's nice to have, yeah, like-minded friends and allies to connect and work together. I think also specifically when it comes to knowledge, it's nice to really share information. We all sit in our own organizations and on our own projects, and sometimes we can get really locked into some of the things that we're working on. And I also find it really refreshing and energizing to hear from other organizations and people and what the work that they're doing and how they're doing that, and to see those linkages, right? To see where we can come together, what we can share, maybe even share resources and ideas. And so sometimes that's nice because we can be kind of isolated in our little islands, and it's great to break that and to find that community and be able to share and continue to push forward in our own learning and understanding of the subjects that we're engaging on. And so, yeah, I think the community is, and the network is, of course, the first and foremost of this community of practice and the ShareNet global connection as a whole.
Oh, thank you. Thank you. It's
Yes.
really nicely put. I think you have just touched all the necessary points when it comes to COP and what worked well. Thank you for that. And I will be going, the next question would be for Samaria from Ethiopia. And Samaria, I just want to ask you, what motivated you to join COP at the first place, and what kind of benefits did you get being a member of a COP?
Okay. Hi, everyone. It's really nice to be here and to meet up with like-minded individuals. And as I am a meaningful and inclusive youth participation and sexual and reproductive health rights advocate, so the COP is something that really aligned with my interests, and it was really motivating to join the COP to meet with people that are working just like me, and that are youth advocates that want to speak out. And what motivated me was basically that I want to join a place where I feel safe and can speak about my advocacy work and my personal life, and people are just really nice there. And then the benefits I've gotten is that it brought different individuals from different places that are working at different spaces in SRHR. So it gave me unique perspectives to each and everyone's ways of thinking and how they work, which created more empathy in my advocacy work, making me more knowledgeable and on what I'm doing and what I could do for the future. So I feel like it was really, it's such an insightful space where you can learn a lot from and share your experiences as well. So that's what I gained.
Thank you, Samaria. I think it's an add-on for what has been already said by Lindsay also, and I really appreciate the overview here. And with this said, I would be going for a question for our participant, Isabel from Colombia. I think the translators would help me here also. My question would be, in what ways your participation in our COPs contribute to your professional development, and what kind of knowledge will you apply into the COP insight into your work? This would be my question. Isabel?
Hello, I'm here.
Okay.
Hello, everybody. I could talk in English, but for me it's more comfortable talking Spanish right now. Acerca de los beneficios, lo primero que tengo que decir es que yo soy profesora de una universidad, es una universidad grande en Colombia. Eh, en general, los profesores nos ocupamos de generar teorías, nuevo conocimiento, pero en muy pocas ocasiones tenemos la oportunidad de estar con otras personas de la comunidad que tienen nuestros mismos intereses. En este caso, para mí, los derechos sexuales y los derechos reproductivos son muy importantes, y estar en la comunidad de práctica permite un intercambio con otros saberes, saberes de personas que están en las comunidades de interés, saberes de personas que hacen parte de organizaciones que luchan por esos derechos, y es una posibilidad de intercambio que permite expandir esas fronteras de conocimiento y llevar la academia, que debe ser responsable socialmente también, hacia el logro de beneficios comunes de las personas que nos ocupan en las comunidades de práctica. Y creo que ese intercambio, comunidad-academia, debería estar presente siempre alrededor del mundo y en todos los profesores.
Okay, thank you. Yeah, it's really nice, a nice one.
Do you have
Thank you for
the translation? Because
the
I
translation
don't.
was really nice.
Okay, thank you.
It went well. I think I will be going for the second round of question, and I would be again calling Lindsay from the Netherlands. And my question would be, have you faced any challenges when participating in COP and being as a member of the COP? Have you faced any kind of challenge? And if at all you faced any challenge, how come you overcome these challenges? And for the future of our COPs, what would be your suggestion? Would be my question. Lindsay.
Yeah, that's a big one. I mean, of course, I think there are definitely challenges when you bring people together, especially when it's kind of on the side of a lot of the work that we're already doing. I think Janat already mentioned in her video, like sometimes it can be hard to make that time commitment or have everyone be able to show up at the same time. And I think that's something that we probably all face. And yeah, and even for myself, I can recognize there's times where I have more space to give and there's times that I have less space to give, and to try to maintain that connection and our group can be really difficult. I wish I had an answer for that, right? I think that's just kind of a little bit of the way of working. I mean, we all are very passionate, and I think that's also sometimes why we can take on more than we can chew, because we're doing this in a lot of different spaces and we're advocating on a lot of different fronts. And so, I mean, we do our best. And I think sometimes it can also be difficult for our group to find that shared mandate in terms of what we're doing. And so I think, again, you know, we all come together around a specific subject, but yet we're coming from different perspectives, or we're working in different areas or different populations, and then seeing where those overlaps are in some cases are beautifully easy. And then we have a way of going to move forward. And sometimes they're very different. And so I've had different experiences with different subjects and different COPs. And so sometimes it takes a little bit more time to find those common ground. But I also find that in the groups in which we're all very different, we also have the most to learn from each other. So where we're not maybe necessarily making a knowledge product or pushing an agenda forward, we spend a lot more time just educating each other on the things that we're working on. And I find that can also be very enriching on a personal development. So maybe it's not the most productive from a COP perspective, but it can be a very interesting and like, yeah, meaningful relationship and connections to have nonetheless.
That's really a good insight. Yeah, it's really nice that you mentioned this, and thank you for this. And I think I will raise the same question for also Samaria from Ethiopia. Also, I think I want to hear also your perspective on this one, or your insight, Samaria. If you want, I can also repeat the question.
I'd
Samaria.
like you to repeat the question. Yeah.
What kind of challenges have you faced being a member of COP? That's just one question. And also, how do you suggest to improve our COPs? What should be done in your perspective would be my question.
I think I'm agreeing with Lindsay on this one, because it's really hard to find time as a group, as younger people that are doing classes, that have school, and then there are others that have work as well. And then trying to find the right balance with time, it's just really hard to find that. But I think on the aspect on how we overcame them was that the facilitator of the COP, Korha, the organization within my country, really brought us together forcefully, like by finding the right time at one point, because it looked for a really good time for all of us to just make time for the COP. We all were excited, but then eventually it just brought a lot of us together. And it took us the facilitator Korha took us out of the city for us to find time, so that we wouldn't be leaving the spaces right away, so that we wouldn't be moving or running around like saying that I have work, because if we're in the city we'd have something to do. But then Korha facilitated a way that we can go out of the city, just nearby, out of Addis Ababa, the capital city of Ethiopia. So we just went out. So we just went out of the city. We wouldn't have anywhere to go. We just sit in a good place. It's really refreshing. It was a refreshing space, and we all enjoyed it. We didn't think we'd enjoy it this much, but it found the right balance in making us participate. So sometimes we just really have to think out of the box, like, and make time for the COP. And I love that.
Thank you, Samaria. Thank you for that. And I think also for this question would also go for Colombia also. I think, Isabel, if you have any insights into this question, that would be very nice also to add on. I just want to hear from the perspectives from the different country hubs.
Creo que los desafíos tienen que ver con más bien aprovechar cada una de las oportunidades que nos ofrece la comunidad de práctica, la COP, porque hay muchos diferentes saberes y esos diferentes saberes tienen que coordinarse. De allí la importancia de tener un buen líder o una buena lideresa al interior del grupo para que pueda coordinar esos esfuerzos, para que eh, podamos tener la posibilidad de oír los diferentes lenguajes y potenciar esa diversidad alrededor de un objetivo común. Creo que es el reto en una comunidad de práctica, porque si hay algo que, más allá de lo que Semaria nos dice acerca de el tiempo, de la coordinación, es también la diversidad. Y creo que es un reto a la vez que es precisamente lo que contribuye a ese enriquecimiento, pero esa diversidad de saberes hay que saberla potenciar en una comunidad para que finalmente logremos objetivos. En mi caso, yo no diría que hubiera algo inclusive por cambiar, más bien para potenciar en las comunidades de práctica. em, pero creo que eso se logra con una buena coordinación, con un buen liderazgo y con una apertura. Creo que hay algo clave tal vez en las comunidades de práctica y es la horizontalidad. Nadie está por encima de otra persona. No hay estratos dependiendo de tu nivel de escolaridad o tu trabajo o la cantidad de ingresos que puedas tener. Todos hablamos, todas y todos hablamos de manera horizontal y los saberes de todos y de todas en esos grupos son absolutamente beneficiosos para los objetivos. De tal manera que yo creo que es un reto constante el mantener esa coordinación, mantener la horizontalidad y saber que esos saberes son tan importantes los unos como los otros y que nos potenciamos precisamente en eso que nos hace comunidad.
Okay. Thank you.
Could you hear
Thank
the
you,
translation?
Isabel.
It's okay.
Thank you, Isabel. I think we will just go also one round of kind of question. I would just want to ask you, what will be your expectation for the future of ShareNet COPs? I think I will start with Lindsay first, and we'll follow with Samaria. Lindsay, please, could you be kind enough to answer this question? What will be your expectation for the future development of ShareNet International COPs? What's your envision for the future?
Yeah, great question. Sorry. Yeah, I don't know. I think that's the honest answer of it all. I think, of course, I find it valuable, right? I'm here, I'm a member, and I would hate to see it go away. So I, at the very minimum, want to see it continue in the way that it's working. I mean, I've also been in ShareNet long enough now that I've seen it have different forms, and it's always kind of been a little bit of flexible, and it's moved with the needs of what the organizations and its members are. And I think that flexibility is key. And I think it's also part of its long-term hopeful sustainability and success. And it's been great to see how many other countries we've been able to include to just expand this network. And so maybe we want some future expansion, and to see better ways of working between the different countries and some of this like cross-country exchange, because I think these moments are also extremely valuable in the way that we work. And yeah, I think we have to just continue to band together with the growing conservatism and shrinking of, sexual health and reproductive rights and shrinking civic space. And so how do we work together to continue to hold down the fort and make sure that we keep our space alive and that we keep fighting for the things that we believe in?
That's really good insight. Thank you for that. And Samaria, could you please?
Okay, I second Lindsay. And besides that, I really hope it grows into a bigger inclusive space in the case of Ethiopia. I hope it grows to different parts of Ethiopia, even the rural areas, where they can create content of their own for their own community. And it's really nice to see a space where we'd want this disseminated to different parts of Ethiopia, but the end goal should be them creating their own contents for themselves, and in different parts of Ethiopia, the rural areas and everything. And then I hope it grows to a point where it's influencing at a macro level policies, laws, and legislations, because it could have a powerful impact that way. I love that it's growing into a much bigger space now, but I'd like to see it grow so much that it's influencing macro levels and being the talk of every country. Like, did you see, for example, if it's a magazine that we just published, did you see ShareNet's magazine? It would be the talk of the city or something of that sort. So I'd want that for our COP.
Thank you, and I think we will accomplish that together with you guys. And I would go to Colombia. Isabel, what would be your say on this question?
En mi caso y representando a la universidad, para nosotros ha sido muy beneficioso estar en una comunidad de práctica porque nos permite avanzar también en una investigación más de corte participativa con la inclusión de muchas personas y de múltiples voces. Creo que así la universidad también asume un rol político que tiene en la transformación de las condiciones que deben ser cambiadas en muchas comunidades vulnerables, y la universidad se tiene que comprometer en esos cambios. Creo que de allí me adelanto un poco a otra de las preguntas que tiene que ver como con lo que quisiéramos hacia futuro, y es que creo que es importante que estas comunidades de práctica avancen también hacia esa participación política, a ese rol en las decisiones que afectan esas comunidades vulnerables, y tomar nosotros también como comunidades de práctica un rol activo en esas transformaciones para que a través de policy brief, a través de reuniones claves con actores gubernamentales, a través de nuestro activismo, también podamos tomar influencia en las decisiones que afectan a las personas que son deslegitimadas o que no tienen acceso a servicios de salud sexual o de salud reproductiva, o que son sometidas y sometidos a violencias con razón de su género, o que no pueden acceder a una vida libre para poder tener una mejor calidad en razón de su género. Creo que allí está nuestra acción y creo que el mayor reto es potenciarnos en lo local, pero también en lo internacional para lograr que esas voces que no son oídas de personas que participan en nuestras comunidades tengan una mayor potencia al estar incluidas en las comunidades de práctica.
Yeah, thank you. That's also what we hoped for. Thank you very much, all the three participants from the different country hubs. I think we have heard good pointers coming out of this panel. I would like again to thank all the panelists from Colombia, the Netherlands, and Ethiopia. Thank you for making the time for us, and I would open up the session for question and answer from participants, and I will give the floor for Janet.
Yeah. So, I mean, it would be nice if people wants to contribute to the conversation, whether from the perspective of being a COP member or being a COP facilitator. We still have some 10 minutes in this session to give comments or ask questions. If you are interested or you have intentions to join a COP, you can ask our panelists there are more questions that you have. So you can raise your hand to ask questions, and maybe we have space for 2 or 3 persons. And if everyone can keep it to 1 minute at least. But thanks again to our panelists. Oh, nobody wants to ask questions. You can also contribute.
Yeah.
Comments are also welcome. Oh, okay.
Sorry, can I ask the question, please?
Yes, you
Can you hear me?
Yes, we hear
Thank you very much. Thank you very much. Okay, I'm Kashini Shabani, that's from Congo. I just want to ask the question. Why COP group doesn't get funds? They're just working as a volunteering. Could be something like they can have something like resources, or no, they can get access internet, as well some documentation on how they can do the work. That is my question. Thank you very much.
Yeah, I don't know, Savi, if you can repeat your questions. I'm not sure
Thank you. What I'm trying to say, can you hear me now?
Yes.
Yes. So I'm trying to ask, is it possible to have from the COP members resources to allow them to access some resources from ShareNet International in the way for them to just, for them to access internet, so to access some resources, COPs that are working as volunteering, how could that be changed? Thank you very much.
Okay, so thank you so much. Well, the COP have some funds to work together if they want to work together. And of course, if there is a challenge to access internet to participate in international COP, you can always reach out to Ami. Yeah, I mean, you say hi. You can always reach out to Ami, and then Ami can tell you how to go about it. But generally, there's always fund allocated to the COP activities. Samaria, do you want to say something about that?
Yeah, I think, yes, sorry,
Okay.
Samaria. I think he was also mentioning, I think, to access resources also. And I think if I get it right, I think we have the digital library, the digital platform of ShareNet International, and when you register in your hub, I think you will be member of the ShareNet International digital platform, and you can access all the resources. All COP members will be, or all members of ShareNet hubs also can access resources on the digital platform, if that's the question. I think that's how I understood it also. If I don't know if I answer your question.
Just to add, besides a fund being allocated for the COP, there's also opportunities for COP members to come together and come up with ideas, and then they can apply for grants through the ShareNet. So that's also a way of a resource getting mechanism, because you can apply for grants based on your ideas. If your idea is good, why not they just give you fund your idea? So I think it's such a huge opportunity for young people, just even though like a fund might not be there allocated like certainly for everything that we're doing, like a project, but that we can apply for grants, and it's a great opportunity for us and young people.
Thank you, Samaria. Thank you.
If I may also add a bit. So the idea behind COP is that ShareNet will be the facilitator to set up the COPs, or like spark the conversation between different people, different practitioners, like academician, researcher, different groups. And then the idea is that the group will proceed forward, even if there are no ShareNet at one point. We hope that there is, but the idea is the COP members will be responsible enough to take that forward. So there's also something to keep in mind, that COP is everyone's responsibility and is everyone's passion and dedication. So it should proceed like that.
Yeah, and I think we have one question in the chat also. Somebody was asking how to join the COPs. I think maybe Amy or Bless Me, could you maybe share something for that?
So joining the COP is very easy. Just go to any of the, whether ShareNet International website or any of the country hub websites. In fact, just go to ShareNet International website, and then you can just go to the section of the COPs, and then you can see how to join any COP that you want. So each of the COPs kind of have their different processes, and each of the countries also have like their processes of how you join COP. And if you still have challenges joining any COP, you can just send an email to myself or the ShareNet email, or any of the ShareNet country of email that you'll see on the website. And then the emails will also be posted in the chat as I'm speaking. So yes, you can just click on either the website or send an email, and then we help you navigate to the COP that you want to go to.
Yes, just to add that through the event, we'll be sharing the link to the COP from the different hubs. So keep an eye open on the chat, and you will receive all the links.
Yes. Well, in the absence of all the questions.
There's one question.
Okay.
There's still one.
Yeah. So yeah. So the question is, sorry, Samani, are you trying to say something else?
No.
So the question is, hello Joy Bhai, I know it's from you. Our organization is member of Bangladesh Community of Practice. My question is, how do you prioritize the climate change impacting SRHR and increasing adolescents and youth engagement in this campaign and information management? Have you planned to develop any module or information package for these issues? So thank you, Joy Bhai. You are already a member of the COP. So, you know, like every year we have at least 2 COP meetings at the beginning of a year and the end of the year. And so in March, at the end of the March, you will have a COP meeting. There we have a COP on climate change and SRHR, and this is active. So you will find out more information from that meeting. Also, we are now in process of building a climate change and SRHR forum together with the government. So you will also know a bit detail about that. And we also plan to organize a webinar in the beginning of April. So you will know more about that. So yeah, we do prioritize climate change and SRHR, and we have been prioritizing it for the last 2 years, and we will be prioritizing it. Thank you.
Great. I think we can call this session the close and say thank you to everyone, to Isabel, Lindsay, Semaria, Semene for facilitating, and Janet, and Ami, and myself. So we hand over back to Janet. Thank you, everyone.
Thank you. I'd just like to wrap up the session. I would like to say just 2 things that I found very interesting from the panel discussion. That one point was in the challenges, I realized that we were kind of like saying how to get over the challenges, or somehow we could take the challenges as learnings, and it was a good thing. So I really like that, especially saying that like while we were trying to push one agenda, but even if we could not push that agenda beyond, we still learned from each other, and that was great experience. We often don't realize that we learn a lot from each other, and we don't focus on that. So this is my takeaway from this. So thank you so much. And also, I really like the idea of Korha taking the whole COP out of the city just to focus on that. So this is a great idea that maybe we can also, Sharon and Bangladesh can also do. And thank you so much for sharing all your experiences. And we see that it's not so much different from our experiences, but there is also always like a lot to learn from you. So thank you so much to see that it means so much to you. So now, as Bless Me said, we should go to our next session. In this session, we would hear from our nice colleagues from Colombia. And my colleague from ShareNet Colombia, Salome, we will know from her how they have been dealing with some of the sensitive topics. And this session will be in Spanish. Bless Me keeps reminding me that I need to tell everyone that there are different language channels. So please subscribe or click onto your channel to have a better understanding. You can click on the art logo below to find French, Spanish, and English channels. So also, I would like to invite our panelists to this session. Monica Rojo, I don't know if I'm pronouncing it right. Camilo Rodriguez, please come to the floor. And now I will give the floor to my colleague, Salome. Please take it forward. Thank you.
Thank you, Janet. And I try to give some seconds to change the channel to speak because we will talk in Spanish. So change the channel. Thank you. Y Cami y Mónica ya pueden entrar, pues pueden abrir cámara y abrir micrófono para que los puedan pinear en la pantalla principal, por favor.
Hola, buenos días, Salo. Buenos días para todos, todas y todes. Por aquí estoy.
Super, Moni, muchas gracias. Cami, por ahí si estás, lo mismo.
Hola, Salito. Hola, Mónica. Buenos días a todas, todos y todos.
Listo, perfecto. Entonces ya estamos en la pantalla principal de la sesión. Entonces, creo que ya dimos tiempo suficiente para cambiar al canal del idioma que necesiten y que usen. Entonces, bienvenidos, bienvenidas y bienvenides a esta sesión para conversar sobre la experiencia de la comunidad de práctica LGBTIQ+ de Colombia, de ShareNet Colombia, pues con la organización anfitriona Profamilia. Sabemos que este es un tema complejo en algunos países, sin embargo, quisimos lanzarnos a conversar sobre este tema para que, pues digamos, podamos traer nuestra experiencia y las personas que estén interesadas y demás puedan tal vez traer algo de esta experiencia y ver cómo se puede replicar en cada uno de sus contextos o tomar también el ejercicio para nuevos aprendizajes, ¿cierto? Todos en este sentido estamos aprendiendo. Entonces, esperamos que puedan estar hasta el final de la sesión. Bueno, la idea de esta conversación es que sea con 2 miembros muy especiales de ShareNet Colombia que están con nosotros desde el proceso de Sharing. resulta que nuestra comunidad de práctica sobre población LGBTIQ+ se dio gracias a un trabajo que realizamos en el marco de el SHIRIM, que creo que cada país se trabajó diferente, y desde allí pues nos unimos varias organizaciones y personas para trabajar sobre la población y su salud sexual y salud reproductiva, así como sus derechos. De esta manera, pues, como que nos organizamos y surgió esta nueva COP. Entonces, ya con un poquito más de esta historia y de estas dos maravillosas personas en pantalla, me gustaría que Mónica y Camilo se presenten brevemente para que podamos arrancar la conversación.
Gracias, Salo. Bueno, me presento, mi nombre es Mónica Rosso, mis pronombres son ella, vivo en Bogotá, Colombia, y soy una feliz miembro de la comunidad de práctica por los derechos sexuales y reproductivos de la comunidad LGBTIQ+. Mi pasión es trabajar por la seguridad, la inclusión, el respeto y realmente el acogimiento de los y les estudiantes sexualmente diversos en sus entornos educativos. Y pues indiscutiblemente esto parte de una base del respeto por sus derechos sexuales y reproductivos. Y es así como llego yo a la comunidad de práctica. También soy voluntaria en una fundación que acompaña a padres, madres y cuidadores con seres queridos sexualmente diversos. Y también ha sido un gran espacio para poder acercar a las familias a este trabajo muy importante en defender los derechos de las personas sexualmente diversas.
Muchas gracias, Moni. Adelante, Cami, tú con tu presentación.
Buenos días, buenas tardes y buenas noches. Mi nombre es Camilo Rodríguez. Soy un ciudadano de un municipio al lado de Bogotá, la capital de Colombia, que se llama Cajicá. Soy cofundador y dinamizador de la Mesa Comunitaria LGBT de Cajicá. Es una organización social, artística y cultural de base comunitaria que trabaja en este territorio y la Sabana, que son los municipios aledaños, desde hace 4 años. Nosotros trabajamos en algunas líneas de trabajo como son el arte, la cultura, la formación, la incidencia y la veeduría política. Digamos como tal, como nos vinculamos con ShareNet, pues fue trabajando sobre derechos sexuales y reproductivos y violencias basadas en género, que digamos que ahí fue como nuestro primer acercamiento a la comunidad de práctica y a ShareNet.
Muchas gracias, Cami. Bueno, y ya se presentaron los invitados. Janet me dio una pequeña introducción, pero yo soy María Salomé. Pero como hay varias Marías en ShareNet, me pueden decir Salomé si necesitan algo. Soy la dinamizadora de la comunidad de práctica sobre salud sexual y reproductiva y derechos sexuales y reproductivos de la población LGBTIQ+. Y pues también dinamizo otro espacio que es el de violencia basada en género. Y bueno, hago otras cosas, también soy activista en mi ciudad por el tema de cambio climático, calidad del aire y por asuntos de género. Bueno, entonces ya para entrar a hablar más específicamente de lo que nos convoca hoy, que son las comunidades de práctica, me gustaría preguntarles a los dos cómo hemos logrado abordar el tema LGBTIQ+ en nuestro contexto, ¿cierto? Entendiendo, y quiero mencionar para las personas que de pronto no están muy familiarizados con Colombia, que hay asuntos muy puntuales aún en la resistencia social, cultural, en los distintos espacios sobre el acogimiento, aceptación, respeto de los derechos de las personas LGBTIQ+. Entonces, la pregunta la repito y es, ¿cómo hemos logrado abordar el tema LGBTIQ+ en nuestro contexto? ¿Cómo les ha ido a ustedes abordando esa pregunta? De pronto, Moni, si quieres tú, arranca.
Bueno, yo pienso que, y si mal no entiendo, la comunidad de práctica de violencias basadas en género lleva un poquito más de tiempo funcionando, y yo creo que esa es una base súper importante, porque muchas de las violaciones a los derechos sexuales y reproductivos de la comunidad LGBTIQ+, de la población LGBTIQ+, están basadas en los mismos sesgos que llevan a las violencias basadas en género, ¿cierto? Están basadas en estos estereotipos. Entonces, una primera reflexión que yo haría es que si bien en todos los country hubs hay diferentes comunidades de práctica que abordan diferentes temas específicos, al todas estar hablando sobre derechos sexuales y reproductivos, hay un apalancamiento natural, por así llamarlo, y entonces yo creo que ha sido muy valiosa la experiencia de esa comunidad de práctica para orientar la de los derechos sexuales y reproductivos de la población LGBTIQ+. Otro tema muy importante, me parece a mí, son las experiencias y los testimonios, ¿cierto? A veces las experiencias de vida de personas sexualmente diversas, pues no son tan visibles, ¿cierto? En los medios, en los entornos, y a través de nosotros juntarnos y poder compartir no solo nuestras experiencias y las de las personas sexualmente diversas que nos rodean, sino también nuestras experiencias en esta lucha por defender sus derechos sexuales y reproductivos, pues eso nos ayuda a generar una conexión y a identificar puntos importantes sobre los cuales pensamos que tenemos que trabajar y que articularnos para llevarlos adelante. Bueno, y para no extenderme más, le paso la palabra a Cami.
Gracias, Moni. Pues creo que como la experiencia de nuestra organización la mesa comunitaria, bueno, hay que hablar de un contexto, ¿no? Cajicá y La Sabana, los municipios de Cundinamarca, son territorios históricamente hostiles frente a las poblaciones LGBT. Adicional a eso, no existe como tal un apoyo desde lo institucional para que empiezan a existir como todos estos programas con enfoque diferencial pues en este territorio. Cuando llegan las COPs y empezamos a trabajar articuladamente con ShareNet, logramos, uno, empezar a hacer una incidencia. Y esa incidencia, ¿qué significa? Logramos que los productos de conocimientos que se generaron o los procesos que se realizaron se pudieran articular con la institución. Eso, pues, digamos que también conllevaba a poder hacer como esta incidencia en espacios como secretarías de salud, como secretarías de educación, bueno, y otras dependencias desde la institución. También es importante pues, hacer la aclaración de lo que es esta traducción de conocimiento. Muchas personas de pronto en nuestros contextos no se acercan a hablar de estas temáticas porque no las entienden, porque sencillamente sienten que es como un lenguaje muy académico de difícil eh, entendimiento, y lo que pues se ha hecho con este trabajo para abordar los asuntos LGBT en Dinamarca es eso, acercarlos con un lenguaje más sencillo, más claro, para que pues digamos que todas las personas, sectores sociales se vinculen a estas iniciativas. Y como consecuencia, pues empiezan a crear, a crear unas redes, ¿no? Unas redes ya sea de conocimiento, de participación, incluso pues de afecto, frente pues ya cuando existe un grupo poblacional que se sienta a hablar de las problemáticas de los sectores sociales LGBT y pues a entenderlos principalmente.
Súper. Y como somos tres, yo me voy a tomar el atrevimiento de agregar algunas cositas adicionales a las que han mencionado, porque creo que este es un tema pues muy importante, muy álgido, porque pues como que moviliza muchas cosas en nuestra sociedad Y es que quisiera reconocer que también en nuestro contexto, en nuestro país, hay algunos movimientos sociales de base que ya han venido trabajando este tema, que nos ha permitido como comunidad de práctica de ShareNet Colombia, articularnos, ¿cierto? Ahí hay una facilidad de fondo y es que ya existe un movimiento social en pro de los derechos humanos de todas las personas, independientemente su sexo, su identidad de género, su orientación sexual, sus intereses, su posición social, política. Entonces, como que eso en nuestro contexto siento que nos ha facilitado como abordar el tema. Adicionalmente, creería algo muy importante y en cómo lo hemos logrado acercar y hablarlo es, uno, porque hay personas interesadas y dos, porque como humanos, como personas, tenemos algo llamado como grupos de referencia o grupos de conexión, lo que Cami mencionaba de red de cuidado y apoyo. Y siento que dentro de estas redes y dentro de estos grupos de referencia, cada vez esa visibilización, el identificar que hay alguien diverso en mi grupo, en los que yo conozco, eso puede ser familia, amigos, universidad, grupo de trabajo, ha permitido como que seamos un poco más abiertos y sensibles a ciertos temas que tienen que ver con la diversidad. Y hablaré de diversidad también entendiendo, pues saliéndome un poco de lo LGBT, entendiendo a las personas con discapacidad, a las personas que tienen algún tema de neurodivergencia, ¿cierto? También pensando en personas con diferentes backgrounds, antecesores y pues como con identidades más étnicas, entonces que si son de familia indígena, que si son de antecesores afrodescendientes, todo esto influye y el hecho de que lo tengamos cerca, que nos relacionemos, que sintamos que es un par en la universidad, como decía, en la universidad, en el colegio, en el trabajo, en el vecindario, pues en el barrio, hace que uno diga, ok, puedo sensibilizarme porque hay una persona que es cerca a mí en el que tal vez yo puedo influir. Entonces, como sociedad también estamos en un marco que hay veces se nos olvida porque creemos que todo es malo, pero hay un marco de la confianza y de la importancia por el otro, que yo creo que en nuestro contexto también nos ha permitido sensibilizarnos y articularnos en este tema que sabemos que es muy complejo. Quería como agregar eso y de pronto conversar un poquito sobre las experiencias que ustedes han tenido también individuales, que quieran compartirnos, que sientan que son exitosas y sobre todo si están relacionadas con esta comunidad de práctica. Y menciono como que hayan tenido ustedes, porque digamos la comunidad de práctica LGBT es nueva, por así decirlo, y ustedes tienen una experiencia muy bonita en los distintos entornos, que es lo que ha permitido que en la comunidad de práctica podamos hacer cosas muy bonitas e increíbles también, ¿cierto? Como el podcast. No sé si alguno quisiera hablar de eso o, por ejemplo, otra experiencia que consideren que ha sido transformadora para este tema. Dale, Moni.
Gracias, Salo. Pues yo quería resaltar algo que tú estabas mencionando ahorita y traerlo como nuevamente al lugar. Y es la importancia que le hemos dado nosotros en la comunidad de práctica, en esta comunidad de práctica, a la interseccionalidad de todas las personas, ¿cierto? Entonces, resaltar que en nuestra comunidad de práctica existen miembros digamos que, que representan ampliamente esa interseccionalidad en términos, digamos, de género, de orientación sexual, pero también de capacidades tanto físicas como socioemocionales, como cognitivas. Y eso ha sido muy lindo porque en los productos que nosotros hemos creado, eso se ha transmitido, lo cual a mí me parece fundamental, porque eso que tú estabas diciendo de la diversidad y no quedarnos en la diversidad sexual, sino entender que esta diversidad sexual también se habla con muchas otras diversidades, es fundamental, porque a la larga estamos hablando de derechos, ¿cierto? De equidad de oportunidades, de equidad en derechos. Entonces, quería resaltar ese punto. Y ya en cuanto a las experiencias personales, como les contaba, yo trabajo en los espacios educativos y realmente lo que yo noto allí es que, por lo menos en el contexto colombiano, hay mucha necesidad y también hay mucha apertura y ganas de aprender sobre estos temas. Entonces, la verdad que aunque uno sienta que a veces puede ser un tema ante el cual las personas van a ser hostiles o escépticas, lo que me sorprende a mí repetidamente es que cuando uno viene desde un lugar con la intención de acercar a las personas a estas experiencias de vida, compartiendo información confiable, de fuentes confiables, basadas en la investigación. Realmente hay mucha apertura, hay mucho interés en aprender, porque, como decía Salo, en la medida en la que esto se hace visible, las personas sienten la tranquilidad de decir, yo también conozco una persona, yo también tengo una persona cercana, a mí esto también me afecta y yo quiero aprender más porque quiero saber mejor para poder hacer mejor las cosas. Y yo creo que la comunidad de práctica nos brinda un espacio para nosotros estar cada vez mejor preparados para llevar esta información confiable, como decía Cami, para traducirla y poder llevarla de forma que sea útil para las personas, que tumbe tantos miedos y temores y mitos que hay y permita a las personas acercarse de una forma más desprevenida, más tranquila, sin sentirse que son tan ajenos al tema que ni siquiera saben por dónde aproximarlo.
Gracias, Moni. Cami.
Sí, digamos, ya cuando hablamos de la experiencia o de los testimonios, pues tendríamos que hablar de cómo también se dio nuestra participación en esta COP y que se crearon algunos productos, los cuales pues han sido muy beneficiosos y útiles para los procesos que realizaba nuestra organización en el municipio. Hablando como tal de algunos puntualmente, tengo la cartilla Parches Diversos. Fue algo que nos sirvió muchísimo en la articulación con los profesores y los docentes del municipio de Cajicá. Realmente entrar como organización LGBT a espacios educativos es muy difícil, tanto pues ya sea pues, público o privado. Esta cartilla hizo que con una convocatoria previa abierta a los docentes en el municipio, se inscribieran y pues libremente pudieran participar de este proceso de formación y a su vez pues fueran agentes para replicar en sus distintos espacios académicos. Creo que fue un espacio muy positivo, habían distintos puntos de vista, personas que realmente pues tuvieron la voluntad pese a que estos asuntos pues son muchas veces difíciles de tratar y creo que fue una experiencia muy positiva ya que se cumplió con el objetivo y es que este trabajo de construcción se pudo replicar en los colegios y se está haciendo también como una herramienta que los docentes están utilizando para prevenir cualquier situación de pronto que se pueda generar. Con respecto a los podcasts, tuvimos también la participación de un compañero trans no binario, Viasus, y pues fue un ejercicio bastante interesante porque es conocer de primera mano sus vivencias, lo que pasa en sus entornos, cómo una sociedad les asume y pues bueno, dialogado en una charla muy tranquila, muy en confianza y segura. creo que por ese lado también ha sido muy interesante estos procesos. Adicional a eso que se manejan distintos formatos, ¿no? O sea, está como la formación presencial, pero también está el podcast, que es como para un público que también escucha este contenido. Pero pues bueno, también se pueden estar trabajando desde las artes, desde la ilustración, nuevas formas, experiencias de llevar ese conocimiento a la población, como en pues, en los procesos que estamos, o en su momento, pues no es de esta SOP, pero lo fue el cómic de violencias basadas en género, que fue también una herramienta que le sirvió mucho a la organización, y no solo a nuestra organización, sino a organizaciones a nivel nacional que encuentran en este cómic una herramienta para alertar y prevenir las violencias. Sí, que es ese que Talito está mostrando. Este que tengo acá.
Perfecto, gracias Cami, gracias Mónica. Les estaba mostrando que acá atrás está el cómic que construimos con la mesa, fue muy bonito y muy exitoso. Ahí Cami los está mostrando en pantalla. Bueno, y quiero ir cerrando acá para abrir el espacio de las preguntas. Y quiero dejar un mensaje que creo que en este ejercicio dentro de la comunidad de práctica LGBT específicamente y con los temas de cambio climático también he aprendido. Y hay una cosa que se llama la ignorancia pluralista. Y voy a explicar qué es. Resulta que la ignorancia pluralista es cuando creemos que los otros, las otras personas, no piensan igual que yo en un tema que es complejo y que no actúan. Me voy a explicar. La ignorancia pluralista es cuando yo asumo como Salomé, como María Salomé, que nadie más se está preocupando por el tema LGBT en mi entorno y que a nadie le interesa. Pero resulta que a Mónica tiene el mismo pensamiento. Mónica piensa que a nadie más le interesa el tema LGBT y que nadie más quiere trabajar. Eso se refiere a la ignorancia pluralista. Asumimos que la otra persona no le interesa el mismo tema, no quiere hacer nada, cuando en realidad sí. Y esto pasa mucho en estos temas que son complejos en nuestros contextos, y por eso ponía también el ejemplo del cambio climático. Asumimos que nadie está haciendo nada, nadie quiere actuar, a nadie le interesa, solo a mí. Y resulta que de esa forma, como sociedad, no asumimos que nadie hace nada, por eso yo no hago nada. Entonces, mi invitación con este último momento de la ignorancia pluralista es que probablemente en nuestro entorno hayan más personas interesadas en trabajar este mismo tema. Así tengamos todas las barreras y todos como las vendas puestas en los ojos creyendo que no. El asunto es ser muy estratégicos, muy cuidadosos, muy amorosos y respetuosos, acercándonos a las demás personas para trabajar de manera colectiva en estos temas que claramente nos hacen un llamado por un mundo más seguro y un mundo más justo para todas las personas. Entonces quería dejar como este último mensaje y abrir el espacio para que las demás personas que nos acompañan en la sesión nos puedan hacer preguntas sobre nuestra comunidad de práctica, sobre el trabajo que hacemos acá en Colombia con el tema. Y bueno, eso es todo por estos lados.
Thank you, Salome. I see a hand raised. CIPRB, Dr. Syed.
Yes, thank you for giving me opportunity. Can you hear me?
Yeah, we can hear.
Okay, thank you. Actually, this language may be French language. Is not so familiar in Bangladesh. I am from Bangladesh, but I can understand. I can realize the topics about what you discussed. Actually, yes, in Bangladesh situation, is there anybody in Bangladesh present here? May not be.
I am from Bangladesh.
Okay. The issue is is sex work, this sex worker like this, or okay. In Bangladesh, actually, I want to mention few issues regarding sexual and reproductive health issue. Bangladesh is a low income countries, low middle income countries. But in this country, in last Bangladesh demographic health survey report, there are about 45% delivery conducted through cesarean section. This is a concern issue actually. As it is, and maximum of the delivery occurred at private facilities. In public facilities, only 20% delivery occurred, and private facilities about 65% deliveries. So what is the thing? Though we are poor, but the delivery conducted at the private facilities where lots of money required. So there is if we go through the research findings, we found that the respondents said the behavior of the public facilities where health workers are not to their they do not like their behavior actually. And but on the other hand, though in private facilities the expense is higher, but their behavior is attractive for them. So that's why they choose the private facility. That is one of the issue actually. In private facility, maximum times they prefer the cesarean section. This is one of the issue. About the sex worker issues, I want to mention in Bangladesh, the sex work is not in our culture. It is actually there are lots of religious restriction, social barrier for the sex workers. Though they actually play a vital role in their family economic status, but their family member never actually feel easy to say that they are their relative. And after the late stage and after menopause, 49 years of age, there are lots of actually they suffer a lot, and when they cannot continue in sex work, or and in the society they other person don't.
ডিস্টার্ব করলাম, আসলে আমাদের সময় শেষ হয়ে যাচ্ছে, তো আপনি যদি একটু প্রশ্নটা করতেন আমাদেরকে।
Okay, is there any planning for low income countries like Bangladesh for the sex worker, for their society, for their actually minimum basic need like education, health services, these types of what can we do for them actually? Thank you. Though lots of work, but it's not actually nationally recognized work actually. What can we do? How to raise them in the nation? Thank you.
Yeah. So thank you, Dr. Syed, for raising this issue. I think I'm gonna reply in Bangla if that's also okay with everyone. To Dr. Syed, আসলে আমাদের আজকের প্রোগ্রামটা হচ্ছে কি কমিউনিটি অফ প্র্যাকটিস নিয়ে শেয়ারনেট ইন্টারন্যাশনালে। সো আপনার এই টপিকটা যেমন হচ্ছে সেক্স ওয়ার্কারে কি কাজ হচ্ছে বা হবে বা প্ল্যানিং কি, সেই যে জিনিসগুলো ডিসকাস করার জন্য আমাদের আলাদা জায়গা আছে, প্ল্যাটফর্ম আছে। তো যেহেতু আপনি মনে হয় আমাদের মেম্বার না এখনো, আপনি যদি আমাদের মেম্বার হন তাহলে আমরা আমাদের যে গ্রুপ আছে সবাই একসাথে বসে এই আলাপগুলো করতে পারবো। সো আপনি যদি কিছু মনে না করেন তাহলে আপনাকে আমরা একটু ইমেল করি এই প্রোগ্রামের পরে।
জি, thank you. Okay. Thank you.
Okay, and also to reply to your question, of course, like what you were saying, sex workers are important in Bangladesh because, as you mentioned, that they are earning their livelihood, but there is less focus on them. And in Bangladesh, is still a very big taboo. So there are a lot of things to do in this area, and we hope to do together with you. We hope to link research policy and practice, so finally to advocate for their rights in future. So we will be discussing and we will be reaching out to you separately to make you a ShareNet Bangladesh member. Thank you.
Thank you.
So
okay, so maybe yeah, I can add also, I know this is a different topic, but to feel you in the same page with we have the same problem in Colombia. So right now we are working on in our research. So we don't know how to manage that in this moment, but we hope to do something in the future. So, but I want to say, if someone else has like a question about the LGBTQ plus community of practice, it's the moment to speak. Everything clear? Okay, good.
Okay.
Okay, so as we are running late, we keep the chat box open for any other questions to Salome and our respective panelists. So thank you so much once again, Salome. And I have to see the name, Monica and Camilo, for being here with us today. I think this is the beauty of ShareNet, that we can all together discuss on these crucial topics, which needs to be discussed. In Bangladesh, as Dr. Said already mentioned, these are very taboo topics, and we cannot even imagine about talking about this out in the open. Recently, there was an incident where in the curriculum, they mentioned something about like transgenders, like converting from man to woman, and there was so many backlashes about that. One transgender person was invited to give a lecture in a university, and no, the students did a protest against her. So situation is very dire. At least I can talk about Bangladesh. I'm sure like in other countries it's very taboo topic too. So it's like really important to talk about it and to know from you that you are already a bit farther than us. And this suggestions and feedback and discussion always helps us. So thank you so much for that. So I will go to the next session now. We are running late. And as I mentioned that I have kept the most interesting and happy part for the last. I haven't told you what that is. So now I would like to request my wonderful colleague, Maria, to for the next session and to break us the news.
Well, I think it's not really a session. It's more like some words for everyone who is here. I think at some point we were more than 80 people in this meeting, and it's also the first time that we're organizing a COP meeting open for all members, where people from different country hubs can present what they have done within their COPs, how they experience COPs, and also we can learn from each other what are the challenges and how we have overcome those challenges. So I just wanted to to say thank you to everyone also who has made this meeting possible, especially our colleagues from the other secretariats and our panelists. I hope that this is going to be the first of a lot of other events on communities of practice. We have part 2 tomorrow. And I was just very happy to hear, especially during the first panel discussion, how COPs have become, I think Lindsay said something like, a place where you meet with like-minded friends and allies. And also like Samaria said something on like a safe space where you can discuss how you approach specific topics. And I also really liked from Isabel how she experienced the community of practice as a space where academia, in her case, could bridge a little bit the gap between what is happening in their world of academia and at the community level. And I think all those are, I think, success moments for ShareNet and for all of us, which we need to continue fostering. And I also want to echo what Janet was saying, that it's very good to hear what, for example, in Colombia, the community of practice has been doing on LGBTQI plus rights, so that it can show to other contexts that maybe there are some possibilities to discuss this topic a little bit more. They can take maybe the best practices from their side, even if the context might be way more difficult. And I also wanted to announce that this year we're celebrating the 10th anniversary of ShareNet International. So even if we started in 2013, it was not until 2014 where the hubs were set up, and ShareNet International also was set up as a hub. So 2024 marks its 10th anniversary. We started the celebration with the launch of the Knowledge Products website, which we had like last month, I believe. And we continue with the COP event, where we want to foster learning and exchange between the country hub members and communities of practice. And just stay tuned, because I think more will be coming this year. I think this is all from my side, Janet.
Thank you, Maria. It's like, I feel very excited about the 10-year celebrations. Sorry. I'm happy to be a part of ShareNet team, and I'm sure all our COP members are also very happy to be a part of this celebration. So thank you, Maria. You kind of like wrapped up the whole day, and nicely done. Thank you so much for this. So I don't have anything else to mention. With this good news, I would like to come to a close to today's session. I would like to thank everyone who participated today, all our COP members and participants and panelists, our facilitators, our ShareNet international colleagues from different countries. Thank you so much for making this event so vibrant. For now, I think like we are at the end of our time. If you have any more question or feedback or suggestions for us, also for tomorrow, please feel free to send us an email, or you can reach out to any of our colleagues, and we will be happy to share the information. And tomorrow is going to be even more interesting sessions, so don't forget to join tomorrow, and we look forward to seeing you tomorrow. So thank you so much. Have a good day wherever you are, and a lot of love from Shannon.
Thank you so much,
Thank you so much, Janet.
Thank you,
Bye.
Janet. Bye. See you
Bye for
tomorrow.
now.
Thank
Thank you,
you.
See you
Janet. See
all
you tomorrow.
tomorrow.
Bye-bye. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Bye. Thank you.
Hello. Yeah, can you just wait a bit of 5 minutes so we can just have a brief conversation? Yeah. Yes. There you go. Super. Yes.
Is there no more need for interpretation?
Yes.
No,
Maybe
but she wants 5 more minutes.
Of course.
Hi, everyone. Thank you so much for today with us. Donald, thank you. Well done. Great job.
Thank you. Thanks to you too.
Yeah.
It went well, right? A lot of people joined.
I think so.
It was amazing. It was so nice, honestly.
Okay. I can't see you, Maria.
At the end.
Why?
And, I don't know, when Salome was like talking, I was like, it's good if they don't give us more money for ShareNet, honestly.
Oh my God.
No?
Wow.
And the panel discussion at the beginning,
Yeah.
it was very good. I was
Yeah.
like, this is what we need in our impact stories.
Yeah.
Not like.
It's still recording, I remember now.
Should I go stop recording now?
Stop.
No, but it's good we have these